Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're a first-time visitor, don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to sign up users, log them in, and reset passwords. For this tutorial, you are going to need an understanding of basic Python. You will need to download or clone the Django blog repo. You will also need to set up SendGrid email for password recovery. I showed you how to do this in the last video, and I will provide a link in the description. We will need to work with Django's built-in user creation form. This allows the creation of a user with no privileges from the given username and password. By default, user creation form doesn't create users with an email address. We can override user creation form to include email. Before I show you how to add sign up, login, and password reset to our blog, I want you to pay attention to the admin panel, more specifically, the users. Right now, there is only one user, and that was the super user that we created in a previous tutorial. Here is the finished product. Clicking sign up takes you to the sign up page where you will have to fill out a form. Add a username, your email address, and enter the same password twice. When you're done, click sign up. This takes you back to the home page. The banner on the home page now says, "Welcome to my awesome blog, Wooding," and we have the option to log out. When we log out, we see the option to sign up. Clicking on it takes you to the sign up page, but this time we're going to click on already a member. This takes you to the login form. Login takes you back to the home page. Log out again and click on sign up. Click on already a member, but this time select forgot password. This takes you to the password reset form. Enter the email that you used to sign up and click on send confirmation link. This takes you to a page showing you that the email was sent. For this part to work, you need to have SendGrid or another email client configured. I showed you how to set up SendGrid in a previous video. Here is my email inbox. I have a password reset email from the CodeChamp blog. It contains a link that when clicked will take me to a password reset form. Enter a new password and click save. You then receive confirmation that the password has been changed. Click login and try logging in with the old password. It doesn't work. Try logging in with the new password. It should take you to the home page. Open forms.py and import UserCreationForm and user. We will need to override UserCreationForm. Create a class named UserCreateForm, which is going to inherit from UserCreationForm. Create a field named email and set it to be forms.email field. Make it required, set the label to email, and set the error message to be a dictionary. If the email exists, we will see this already exists. Create a meta class and set the model to user. In the fields attribute, create a tuple of the fields that we would like in our user creation form. We'll have fields for username, email, password 1, and password 2. We have to override the save method. This method is needed to save our modified form. Create a variable named user and set it to super UserCreateForm, self.save, set commit to false. We next need to clean the email field. Set user.email to self.cleaned data and pass in email. If the commit exists, save the user with user.save, and if it doesn't, return user. We next need to create a method to clean the email. If user.objects.filter, and for email, set it to self.cleanData email exists, we want to raise a validation error. So what this is saying, if the email address for the user already exists for another user, we want to raise a validation error. If it doesn't exist, then we return self.cleanData and pass in the email. Open views.py and import authenticate and login from Django contrib.auth. Import UserCreateForm from .forms. Create a new function named Signup, which is going to take a request. If the request.method is equal to post, store UserCreateForm in a variable named form. Pass in request.post. If the form is valid, save the form and store it in a variable named new user. Authenticate the new user by passing in the cleaned data from the username and password fields. Call the login method and pass in the request and new user that we just created. Return redirect home, and this line should take the new user to the home page. If the request.method is not equal to post, we are simply going to render the form. Remember that the render method takes the request, a URL, and a dictionary. Open index.html from the blog folder. Inside of the site heading h3 tag, I have added an if statement. If the user is authenticated, we will see "Welcome to my awesome blog" followed by the user's name. If the user is not authenticated, we will only see "Welcome to my awesome blog." Open base.html and scroll to the navbar list items. I have added another if statement. If the user is authenticated, they will see a logout link. If they are not authenticated, they will see a sign up link. Open urls.py in the app folder and add a path for sign up. Open the project urls.py and add a path for accounts, which is going to include django.contrib.auth.urls. This is going to include URL patterns for login, logout, password change, and password reset. We don't need to create any functions or views for these pages. Open settings.py and add login redirect URL and logout redirect URL constants. Set both of them to home. Remember that we specified a name for our URL paths. Create a new directory inside of the templates folder and name it registration. Inside of this folder, we're going to create signup.html, login.html, password reset form.html, password reset done.html, password reset confirm.html, password reset complete.html, and password reset subject.txt. We'll first work on login.html. Begin by extending the base template. Add opening and closing blocks. The content will be placed between them. Create a container, and inside this container, add an h2 tag which will contain login. Create a form and set the method to post. Add the CSRF token. Using a for loop, we are going to loop through each field in the form and create a form group for each field. We can use field.errors to show if there are any errors, and the field's labels can be placed in a label tag. Place the field in a paragraph tag and end the for loop. Add a login button and a button to reset the form. Add a div which contains a link to the sign-up page. If the person trying to log in is not a member, they can click on this link. Add a link for password reset. We haven't created any paths named password reset. This is handled by Django. Copy the code in login.html and paste it in signup.html. Change the h2 tag and change the login text to sign up. Change the sign up link to a login link and change the text to already a member. Delete the password reset link. Open the blog and click on sign up. Click on already a member. Click on forgot password. We are taken to a blank page because we haven't configured this page yet. Open password reset complete. Extend blog/base.html and add the opening and closing blocks. Add a container and an h2 tag which contains password has been changed. Add a paragraph tag that contains you may go ahead and log in now. Add a link that will take you to the login page. Copy the code in login.html and paste it in password reset confirm.html. Change login to new password. If the link is valid, we are going to show the form. Delete the reset button and change login to save. If the form is not valid, we want to show invalid token in a paragraph element. We also want a link that will take us to the password reset page. Then we can end the if statement. Open password reset done.html. Extend base.html. Add the opening and closing blocks. Add a container. Inside the container, place an h2 element which contains reset your password. Add a custom message indicating that you have sent password reset instructions to the person's email. Copy the code in login.html and paste it in password reset form.html. Change the h2 tag to say reset password. Move the reset button and change login to send confirmation link. Delete the sign up and password reset icons. password reset subject will contain the title of the reset email that is sent to you. Click on the sign up link. Enter a username, email, and a password. Click sign up when done. You should be redirected back to the home page. The blog now says, "Welcome to my awesome blog," followed by the name of the user. If you click log out, the username disappears from the web page. Click on sign up again and select already a member. This should take you to the login page. Click on forgot password and you're taken to a password reset form. Enter the email that you signed up with. Click send confirmation link. This takes you to password reset done.html page, which displays the custom message that you created. If you have done everything correctly, you should see a password reset email with the custom password reset title. Clicking on the link takes you to the password reset form where you can enter a new password. When you click save, you are taken to password reset complete, which displays your custom password has been changed message. You can try logging back into the site. If you've enjoyed this tutorial, please hit the like button, and if you would like to see more tutorials, please hit subscribe.